Are you looking for some kind of a civil war? Because this is how you get it. Speaking of racially charged, look. In today's story of There's Nothing Like Perpetuating the Original Stereotype, Representative Jamal Brown, and you've probably seen this.
Bowman.
Brown's way more racist.
Way off.
And how you said it was the most racist part.
Oh, man, Gerald's got a black voice.
In the loosest sense of the world. He did play football, so every now and then he will be like, let's get it done, baby! Don't. Jamal Bowman. I apologize. Let me make sure I get this right. So I say it once so that you know that it's just a slip. It's Jamal Bowman of New York's 16th District. There you go. Okay, are you happy now? He screamed at Republican Representative Thomas Massie. There was political theater, committed what could be considered borderline assault, but a lot of you have seen this clip, but you may not know the history of Mr. Bowman. Which brings us to this week's installment of What a Piece of Shit. All right, and so before you watch all of these, let me ask you, how much do you know about Jamal Bowman? And, are you his fan, singular? Let's see the clip to set this up that has been going viral, and then we have some more context.
Freaking cowards. They're gutless. We're not here. I'm talking about gun violence.
There's never been.
I'm talking about gun violence.
In a school that allows teachers to carry.
Carry guns? You think more guns lead to more death? More guns lead to more death.
Just keep repeating the same phrase.
You're not looking at any data. You're carrying the water for the gun lobby.
No.
Look at the data. More guns lead to more deaths. States that have open carry laws have more death.
In every school
states that have open carry laws have more death.
There's never been a shooting.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Yeah, calm down.
And here's the thing.
Calm down, brother.
Everyone saw that, right? And everyone thought it was bad. But when you see the full context, it gets even worse.
What? Calm down. Children are dying. 9-year-old children. The solution is not arming.
I don't know. That seems like it was staged. And here's a good example of racial differences. Like if you watch like Italians or you watch like Irish, the way they bust balls, right?
Right.
I mean, you better be quick or someone's going to insult your insult. I do notice that with a lot of this posturing with those in the African, they repeat the same phrase.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't, what? I don't, what? I don't, you a bitch. Yeah, you a bitch. Call me a bitch again. You a bitch. Call me a bitch again. You a bitch. Call me a bitch again. You a bitch. Call me a bitch again.
When does this end?
You a bitch.
Bet you won't say it again.
Call me a bitch again. What is that?
I don't know. It's a culture thing. It's a black thing. They either do that or they keep clapping their hands. Yeah, then when you try to answer, what? I can't eat what? It's just so dumb. Yeah, and we have an ugly stereotype for black men, black women, we being angry. We have a propensity for violence.
Where did that come from?
Well, we have stereotypes for a reason.
Well, this is the problem, is right. If you say, look, this is incredibly unbecoming, it's incredibly unprofessional. Say, oh, what? So you're just saying the angry black man stereotype? Now you have been racist because you said all black men act this way. They don't. That's just you. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's amazing too. They create these gun-free zones. You've made everybody in that school, teachers, students, vulnerable. Yeah. And he made a valid argument. There's been no shooting in a school where they have guns. The teachers, it's never happened.
Well, he said he switched immediately to open carry. Oh, well, hold on. He didn't say anything about open carry.
Yeah.
He just said if you allowed it, I'm assuming you would want it in a teacher environment. You want it to be concealed so the shooter has no idea.
By the way, that's also a trick because even very liberal states that don't have concealed carry still have open carry.
Right.
There are states that are far, like in Michigan, for example, you need a permit. Or at least you did. Now it's changing with Governor Whitmer. You used to have a permit when I lived in Michigan to conceal carry, but you could open carry without a permit. And a big reason for that is because people are carrying if they're hunting, right? And so you'd be breaking the law all the time. That's also why it usually doesn't apply to long guns. A lot of people don't know that. If you don't have any kind of a permit and your state doesn't allow open carry of a pistol, there are still many states that allow open carrying of long guns. And the same reason they changed knife laws in Michigan, because you're bringing a hunting knife with you, right? You have to field dress a deer.
Yeah.
They don't want you to go to jail, which actually I appreciate because usually the government is looking for any reason to toss you in jail. But here's the thing with Bowman, right? Do I have that right?
Bowman. Yes.
We have a few things here that I want to kind of lay the groundwork with. Here he is lecturing while he talks about deaths. And we'll get to some of the numbers there in New York. right? There are ways to prevent. If we want to talk about common ground, okay, we should find some common ground. But we need to find common ground, as I've said, on truth. Common ground on a lie is still just that, a lie. So you would think he wants to save children's lives. Here he is lecturing you, the American public, black, white, red, yellow. I guess that song really needs to be updated. It
does, yeah.
Jesus loves all the people, but needs to use the right pronouns. March 9th, after the Parents' Bill of Rights Act was passed in committee.
And I just want to ask a simple question. Why can't we leave trans people alone? They're not bothering anyone. They want to go to school. They want to play sports. They want to hang out with their friends. They want to live their lives.
They want to shoot schools.
Let them live their lives.
Oh my God! They want to play sports.
Yeah, I know. He just says, like,
he left out a lot of context there.
We're saying the same thing. We're like, look, if you want to do what you want in your own time, that's fine. But trans men want to compete and beat women. He's like, they just want to compete and beat women. I think you're hearing me. I hear you. Let them beat women.
They ain't bothering nobody.
Meanwhile, there's some guy bouncing some poor broad's head off the cage like a basketball.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's some progress. So, okay, that's an outlier. We have two now, yelling at another representative, and then we have him basically advocating for, of course, and keep in mind, the context, when he is saying that, he's arguing against, right, a bill that would protect children when we talk about that. We talk about children transitioning. And here's something, too. Think about this before I move on. This is something that has definitely been kind of on my mind, and not as a conspiracy theory, but it is this perfect sort of right now, this intersect of horrible policies that expose your children to not just being sexualized, but we have a problem with sex trafficking. Okay, let's be clear. There are more slaves than ever on the face of the earth right now, and a lot of them are sex slaves. So what do you think happens when you sexualize young children? I think it's 400-something thousand children go missing in the United States. You have open borders where you have the cartel trafficking in children, right? So we have, open borders, that encourages sex trafficking. We have soft on crime policies, and so that encourages people to commit crimes and kidnap. Now we have children being sexualized at drag shows and being told that they can transition and make sexual decisions for the rest of their life. Oh, not to mention, in the background, you were a crazy conspiracy theorist, but Jeffrey Epstein had a sex island where former presidents would visit with great fervor. Hey, hold on. Are you starting to see how you're not looking out for your kids? Do you think all those things are happenstance? Genuinely, I want to know below. Is it that crazy when people, they try and paint it as absurd? If conservatives point out, they go, you believe there's some satanic cabal of pedophiles? No. We believe that through a series of policies, you've harbored the sexualization and sexual abuse of children. And that is a line in the sand for a lot of parents. Are you looking for some kind of a civil war? Because this is how you get it. Mm-hmm. This is how you get it. And I really hope that does not happen. Of course, I'm not advocating that, but we'll get to it. The trans activists are.
No, we definitely understand why. And I'll just add to that, they're sexualizing kids in schools.
Yes.
And anybody who tries to take pornographic material, and I'll say it because it is, pornographic material out of the schools gets labeled as a bigot.
Yeah.
You're supposed to leave porn in schools for the 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
Look, that black voice again.
But they want to ban To Kill a Mockingbird.
That was right. That was middle ground. I don't know.
Because that was pornographic. We all remember when at Boo Radley's tree when he was banging the maid.
Banging the maid.
Atticus. All right. So here is Bowman advocating as well to keep TikTok, also a place where children are hyperly sexualized, happenstance, in the United States.
Why the hysteria and the panic and the targeting of TikTok? As we know, Republicans in particular have been sounding the alarm, creating a red scare around China in terms of TikTok's behavior and its risk to national security. It poses about the same threat that like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and pose.
Well, I won't argue with you, by the way, on YouTube, which is, by the way, head on over to Rumble, and it's a free month of Mug Club at the end of this month. I think it's April 20th. It ends. We do ask that you, support, join up, and of course, if you see this get hit, which no doubt will in the show when we go to the Trans Day of Vengeance, this button, it means that the content is still available on Rumble. We will no longer we never did, but now we're just leaning into it. We're not going to self-censor for YouTube.
I didn't hear that part in the middle of that when we watched that clip before. The Red Scare of China. And I was like,
I thought he was talking about the red tide. I'm still congested.
You mean that? Oh, so China's not a threat?
Yeah.
All of a sudden? Are you serious?
How could they be a threat when they're so little?
Maybe we're talking about different places, Congressman.
Don't forget about the damn balloons and shit they had flying.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? They only censor one type of citizen in the United States. We've had like 3 or 4 TikToks over millions of views, millions of followers, and they keep denying us. You can't share no conservative perspective. But if you're liberal and you're trans or you into that,
Oh,
or you're a black racist, you all over TikTok. I think China's trying to poison our society, actually.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's effectively an intellectual property weapon is how it started. Now I think it's just an actual weapon. They've weaponized the intellect of our children. First generation on record that we know of that will have a lower IQ than a previous generation. That is scary. Yes. Not to mention fentanyl is basically a bioweapon from them if you look at what they're doing. But that's just, I would love to see him with an Asian representative. Why you Chinaman being scared for your kids though? What? Tell me what, Chinaman? I don't understand. Tell me what, Chinaman? Tell me what, Chinaman? Chinaman, tell me what? This is not a matter of policy. I don't understand. Yeah, tell me about policy again, Chinaman. All right. So let's look at the numbers. He wants to protect kids through sexualizing them and keeping TikTok there. Great. What are the results? Here's a question for you. What are the results in his home state? Well, in 2022, 157 children under the age of 18 were killed or wounded by gunfire. That's a 15% increase over 2021. And to be clear, a huge portion of that is gang violence, right? Mm-hmm. Just to be clear, I don't want to play their game, but if you're going to use their numbers, you have gang violence and gun crime in your state, which is atypical.
Well, I'm curious because they have some of the strictest gun laws in the United States. I thought that if we had strict gun laws, that there would be no
I understand.
Shooting.
I understand. Yeah, no, I do see your point. The real problem is no cash bail, right? The catch and release of prisoners. And how do I know this? They've said that. Criminals have said that they will commit more crimes if the consequences are lighter. And they've said that what scares them most is knowing that there is a homeowner with a gun on the other side of that door. This comes straight from the assholes' mouths, just to be clear. Right. So here's Jamal's stance on no cash bail. Your freedom should not be based on your bank account. We need to end cash bail. No, okay. I think I see the misunderstanding. It's not about your bank account. No. It's about the heinous, violent crime that you commit.
Yes. Right. I guess he's thinking white people committing crimes. Oh, they got money to get released, so let's just release everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
Damn, he's stupid.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say something racist. Okay.
You know what? There'll be time. It's a full show.
Right. Yeah.
So here he is, Jamal, Representative Jamal. I'm going to get his last name wrong. After Roe v. Wade was overturned. He said, "This is a dark day, but today the fight begins, the fight to restore abortion rights in every state in the country." Oh, by the way, in your home state, you guys can bring this up. I don't have this stat in front of me, but if I'm going by rote, I actually think there are more black babies aborted in your state of New York than born.
Yeah, I thought it was for the kids.
Yeah.
Hey, why do they use the term reproductive rights?
Yeah, they're not reproducing at all.
Yeah, they have but nobody's saying you can't get pregnant or be right. But they call it reproductive rights. It's just they hide behind euphemisms.
Well, also like child affirming care. Yeah. What is child affirming care? We cut off the penis. Yeah. We affirm that the penis over there and the child over here. So we affirm them separately. Here's another note in 2020. I was about to say 2020. That's the next Blade Runner. In the year 2020. Bowman's what the fuck? 2020. New York's abortion rate, was twice the national average. Twice the national average. So that's the number that I do have, but I'm pretty sure that actually more black babies were aborted in the state of New York than actually. Do you have that number?
Yeah.
Boy, you sound about as sure as Jamal.
You need to wait till you have the number, man.
No, we have an article on about black abortion rate. I'm looking for the number now.
Say again.
In New York.
Say again.
Abortions versus births was 136,426,000. The births were 136,000 to 118,000.
There you go.
Is that the state of New York?
So the answer
Yeah,
is
so-
yes.
Yes.
Between
The answer is correct.
2012 and 2016, black mothers terminated 136,000 pregnancies.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they won't call that genocide, but they'll call transgender genocide.
Yeah. No, they'll call something what has never happened, right? There has never been a matter of policy or targeting the execution of transgenders. They will call that genocide and say that you are transphobic if you don't agree.
Yeah.
Actual eugenicist Margaret Sanger, who specifically targeted black neighborhoods and said, let's set up shop there so we can have as many black babies aborted as possible because you believe they were a drain on society. You'll also be racist if you refer to attempted genocide as actual genocide. Do
Yeah.
you understand the rules? Everyone clear?
Yeah.
Good.
We're good.
Okay.
Crazy.
So let's look at Jamal Brown, but let's get beyond the political theater of repeating the same thing over and over and over like it's some kind of a tantric yoga mantra. Jamal Brown wants to what? Keep TikTok here. He doesn't think it's a threat to kids. He wants to kill record children in the womb as a matter of policy, and we've seen that through results. And he wants children to be transitioned, to be hypersexualized at a young age and do nothing about gang violence, who, by the way, the rate, I think in New York, I don't have the number here, but I'm pretty positive this is correct. I think it was 1/3 of violent crimes were committed by violent criminals who were currently on parole or who were currently pardoned or were out
Awaiting trial.
Yeah.
Oh.
1/3 of them. Hey, common ground.
diabolical.
Keep them in prison if they're violent criminals, especially if you have an epidemic in your state of violence. But hey, instead, Jamal Brown wants those Bowman, son of a... He wants those Twitter clicks. He wants the YouTube. And most of all, he wants those TikTok views. So this has been this week's What a Piece of Shit.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.